Let's see. Yeah, we're up. We're up.
Oh.
You guys,
Hello.
what's happening?
Literally nothing.
Welcome to another video, guys.
Welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Today we are going to be talking about Veterans Day and other stuff.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for tuning in. Let's get right into it. Leave a like, subscribe, follow, go check out our merch, blah, blah, blah. Enjoy the show.
All right.
Actually, as a matter of fact, not today, but I think later this week we are going to be posting some new merch, which looks amazing. It is. There are some Christmas themed things in there. There are some very funny ones. If you've ever heard of the Chrome Dino from when you are offline and have no internet, we have made some very funny things with those. And stay tuned because we are currently working on hats, which also look amazing.
Oh.
So if you want to check any of that stuff out, go to gsd-nation.com. It'll be there sometime this week.
I'm excited for the new merch. We'll put some posts out about it.
Yep. Me and Mom have
it's
worked
fully
very
designed.
hard on it.
Yes.
They look amazing personally.
Fully designed by you,
Voila.
Will.
And Mom, Lilith.
Oh, Mom helped, yeah. I think it's cool. I'm looking forward to getting one of the dino deals.
They're amazing.
I want to
Yeah.
get one of those.
Yeah. There's also another one about Christmas and Santa and Trump. You'll have to go to our site and check that out for yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. So, okay, we're on all the platforms, and it is Veterans Day, so we got a kind of a special coming at you today.
Yep.
No school, but
Yes, this
you
is
still
amazing.
have sports practice coming
Yeah.
up, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Can't take this longer than an hour.
Yeah. All right. So we can let's see. We can take some questions throughout. But
We just want to say Happy Veterans Day.
yeah, Happy Veterans Day. We put a post out about it. Why don't you tell people what we did for Veterans Day? We're not totally finished, but
All right. I got it because you said it in the video. So, round 5 in the morning, we did 1,000 box step ups. It's called Chad, and it's a Veterans Day workout. After that, we came home. We called our grandpa and thanked him for being a veteran in the U.S. Army. And we talked about our great-grandparents serving in World War II. And we talked about how Veterans Day ended up on the 11th month, the 11th day, all of that.
At the 11th hour.
Okay, don't get too specific. But, yeah, so we talked mostly about that. And then, boom. It's been a pretty good day because there's no school.
Yeah. Something most people don't know about Veterans Day is that Veterans Day is actually on the day that World War I ended. Like Max said, at the 11th day of the 11th month on the 11th hour, that's when Germany and, America, the United Kingdom, we basically declared peace.
laid down arms.
Yep.
So that's the significance, and so then we celebrate today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think our legs are going to be sore tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
I'm already hurting.
It's the least we could do. I mean, think about what our soldiers and veterans do. But
yeah, imagine doing that workout as a normal workout.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So those are always fun, those hero workouts, because you feel a little sense of pride and accomplishment by doing those. They're named after, generally military veterans, and so that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
All right, and we had some family we honored. Obviously, we called Grandpa, and then we have some great grandparents that you met, but they're gone now. However, they served in World War II. One was in the Navy, and another was in the Air Force. Both of them were in combat situations. Particularly your grandfather that was in the Air Force was was in battle situations. He told me a story once. He came back. Did I tell you? You guys, we talked about this.
Well,
and he came back and he had a hole. He took off his scarf and he had a hole through his scarf, and he looked up at the window and there was a hole through the window. How close.
Talk about near-death situation.
Yes.
And
we wouldn't be here today, maybe.
Yeah.
I think it's the other grandpa then. Wasn't he he bombed submarines basically?
Yeah,
right?
He was on a sub chaser, so they would go around big destroyers or aircraft carriers and protect them from subs, and so they had big depth charges that would go down and blow up suspected submarines, right?
Yeah, and then
He had orders to go to Pearl Harbor I think they were going to leave within 2 days to go to Pearl Harbor. And that on their start, it would have taken them a couple more days to get there. On their start there, that was when the attack happened. So he was a couple days away from that. Shows you how delicate life can be.
yeah. You told us the story once about him where he was like in Philippines or something.
Mm-hmm.
I can never forget this story
Mm-hmm.
where he had like his army blanket and then
Navy blanket.
His,
Mhm.
Yeah, his Navy blanket, and he gave it to like one of the locals there for a monkey.
He traded it for a monkey.
And then he took the monkey on the boat, and supposedly the monkey wreaked so much havoc that the chef possibly threw him overboard.
That's what he thinks happened.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what he thinks happened. But
the monkey disappeared, but he was wreaking havoc on the ship, and the chef on the ship was particularly upset because the monkey got into the kitchen. So
and wrecked all the flour.
Imagine
right?
trading your warm Navy blanket for a monkey.
That's kind of strange. But
Yeah.
I mean, like at least you'd have a nice friend, but
Right.
I don't think he really thought of the consequences.
Yeah, your great grandfather, he was quite a jokester. He probably thought it would be funny and brought a monkey onto the ship and
Got thrown over.
didn't go very well.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into let's do it. I saw a few questions in here, comments, questions. One, somebody said they really appreciate your devotionals every Sunday, Max.
Oh, thank you.
That's cool. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Somebody said watching from Pearl Harbor. That's cool. Okay.
Oh, that's pretty sick. Yeah.
And why have we been peddling leftist talking points lately? Well, I don't know that they're leftist talking points, but we did have a couple of posts that I think are critical of certain elements of commercialization of things. We'll get into that. We're going to talk about ESPN, right, Max?
Oh,
yes,
right now.
ESPN is
Get right
very
into it.
big right now.
So,
we'll circle back to it.
oh, come on.
Yeah, let's see. That's good. That's good.
Okay,
so
nice.
Let's
Now
talk shutdown. Let's talk shutdown, and then we'll circle back to sports.
Ah, yes.
That'll be our last topic. And then
Well, in that
strange
case,
stuff.
The shutdown, I'm pretty sure they just got a deal going. Did the Senate pass a deal to the House?
Mm-hmm.
And that's really good. So, I mean, the shutdown is about to end. But personally, just saying, also my mom feels this way. It hasn't really affected us. We don't really, none of us have jobs because we mostly stay at
except
home.
for this.
Yeah, except for this. But it hasn't really affected us. It's mostly affected workers that are getting paid. And also at Daily Wire talked about the veterans getting like all that.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's let me move on to the actual talking points here.
Yes.
So everybody has known that there has been a large shutdown inside the government this has been the longest shutdown in history, 42 days.
Okay.
And it possibly might be coming to an end because there's been a deal that is being worked out. I think it passed the House and then it's like going to the Senate, I think. And then Trump will sign it, which he says he would.
Apparently 8 Democrats have sided now with the continued resolution. Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense because there's been a lot of bad things that have happened here. For example, like some government jobs not been getting paid, like air traffic control has been not getting paid. So it just basically been based on volunteer work basically.
Yeah. Well, they'll get back pay once it opens again. But they're
like
not
basically
getting paid
during this, they weren't being paid.
Yeah.
So it was
that can be hard if they're living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, thousands of flights were like delayed and canceled throughout this entire situation. But overall, though, now they have passed a deal, which should last until approximately January 30th, and then they'll have to make another one.
It's not that far away.
Yeah, from what I read, I'm pretty sure it's like they like raised the debt or whatever by like 1.8 trillion. Until January 30th.
No, they didn't raise it. They just continued the current spending levels, right?
That's a lot of money.
Still.
Well, we take on about 1.8 trillion in debt each year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, though,
so we spend 1.8 trillion dollars more than we have as a government.
So what this bill though did, there's a bunch of things that this bill did, including first repaying the workers that did not get their pay for the last 42 days.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's funded veterans, probably because of Veterans Day today.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. So, oh yeah, another big thing. They really wanted Obamacare, to like more money in Obamacare. Thing is, they're still kind of fighting over that. I couldn't really find what necessarily happened, but I do know that Democrats really wanted more with healthcare.
Yeah.
Uh,
They wanted to
I don't know if
continue. They wanted to
passed, though.
continue the Affordable Care Act subsidies that were implemented during COVID. So it basically like paid half of people's healthcare premiums directly from the government to the insurance companies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so that was one of the things that they wanted, and that isn't in this current thing, but they're going to vote on it separately. Also, I've heard Trump talk about modifying how that might be done in a way that might give people more money directly through to their HSA.
Is the HSA like their bank?
It's a health savings account.
Oh.
And so it's usually money that goes directly into a individual's account. Like we have an HSA that we put money into it from our employer, and then we use that when we go to the doctor, and we use that to pay. But right now, what's happening is the government pays the insurance companies directly. So it's a great deal for the insurance companies. Yeah, because they're going to guarantee to get paid, and it limits competition. And there's a number of reasons why it's, not a great setup. But nonetheless, it is good that we got this resolved so people can get paid again.
Yeah. The last big thing that happened here that I think is a big thing, but you could tell me if you think not or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it turns out that when this happened, there's also a judge inside of this, which said that Trump, everything that he's done since this whole like thing began where the government shut down, which is I think October 31st.
Yep.
Like all of that, he basically has to like cancel. Like none of that will actually happen. For example, I think this is a quote. So yeah, a federal judge blocked the Trump administration from laying off federal employees during the shutdown in early October.
Right.
So, and also it said that he has to rehire all of them, I think.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
that's kind of crazy. Basically just not negotiated. He basically just canceled everything that he's done within the last 42 days.
Not everything, but
most things
related to the shutdown. Yes. So yes, I think they laid some people off to cut costs as part of the shutdown measure, and now they have to rehire those people. So
it's
interesting.
It
makes you wonder if we needed, like, I think there's some essential things. Obviously, we had air traffic that got disrupted a little bit. We have people that are on some of the food programs that felt the pain of this, but I don't know, like, how much else did people feel on a daily basis by government shutdown? Makes you wonder, like, how important is the government having all this money?
Yeah, the government does not need so many workers and so many things. Granted, some of these people are probably necessary, and maybe like,
sure,
right, the government did need to like cancel them to like make sure they preserve some of the money because we're not getting any money. But I can also guarantee that Trump probably knew which roles were necessary and unnecessary, and probably would first cancel out the jobs which are the most unnecessary.
Yeah, I'm sure they have a level of essentialness to different jobs and departments and so forth. And I think that is pretty normal. This isn't the first shutdown we've had where things get funding halted.
Yeah.
Okay, so shutdown is averted for now.
Until January 30th.
Yep.
Just a few months away.
I don't think the drama's over. I think we're going to have more drama because the Democrats really want massive entitlements on healthcare and subsidies. And that's I think continuing the Affordable Care Act subsidies is like a $3.5 trillion impact over the course of 10 years to the budget.
Aren't they also, the Democrats, aren't they like arguing against each other over this thing?
Yeah, because there's only 8 defectors. 8 of them said, okay, yes, we should get people funded and all of this. And there's a lot of people on the left that are not happy about that. So they're not happy that some people didn't comply and stay in line with everything else.
Yeah. Kind of weird. Because, like, those people were actually willing to, like, get people, their jobs back or pay people again, right?
Mhm.
Meanwhile, they're just like, no, because we don't want these Republicans to get whatever they wanted.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's a great sign when politicians don't just fall in line and comply with whatever their party tells them. It tells you that they are free thinkers, right? That it tells you that they are voting either on their own best sort of mental capacity and critical thinking, or they're voting on behalf of their constituents, and maybe they have unique needs. And so when a party votes like purely one way or the other, I don't think that's
concerning.
Yeah, it's concerning, and it's not super genuine, right? Like, is it realistic that everybody votes yes or no the same way on each party? And the Republicans do this too, but I don't think that's great. Like, we see a couple of people I really respect in there. John Fetterman. Now, who saw this coming? But John Fetterman he's the guy from Pennsylvania. Yeah, and he's been very rational about all of these things, and I really respect him for that. Another one on the right is Rand Paul, who has gone against the stream on a lot of these Republican takes, and so I appreciate people like that because I think they have courage, and they might encourage other people to have courage against their party mainstream thought process.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So crisis delayed, not averted, but delayed till January. We've got some massive issues. Oh my gosh, we could spend the whole day on this probably, but we have some really challenges with our spending, and it's tricky because it's not popular, right? We're spending a lot. We spend $6 trillion a year, and almost $2 trillion of that we put on a credit card. We take it in debt. Okay. And 2/3 of the budget is entitlements. They're just guaranteed entitlements that we send to people, like Social Security and Medicaid. And then 14% is our military budget, and 12% is the debt, the interest on the actual debt itself. So there's only about 15% of our budget that is titled discretionary, meaning it's stuff that we can move around a bit. And so that makes it very difficult to cut spending when we're spending almost $2 trillion more than we have every year. So a couple of things has to happen, right? We have to bring in more tax revenue, which is
do you seriously want to raise taxes?
Well, you want to raise taxes, but even if you tax all wealthy people 100%, there's just not enough income stream there. We've done the math. We could look at this again, but and then you have to cut spending, and cutting spending is very unpopular because it impacts people. And so the only other thing you can do is take debt. And what does debt equal? You guys know this.
Well, then it keeps going on and on and on. It's basically super hard to pay
But
off.
what does that result in for people? Inflation.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
So when we take on debt, we increase inflation. And then what does that do? That exacerbates the wealth divide. But anyway, let's move on. I could talk about that all day. So
Yeah.
there are now some speaking dad of like crazy things.
Yeah.
We got to talk about ESPN.
There we go. Okay.
Max, hit it. You're the sports
I'm mad.
fanatic. You're mad?
Yeah, I'm mad.
You should be mad.
I know.
This is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous. We pay, don't we pay taxes to the people in our cities to play football?
We pay taxes to build the stadiums. Yes.
Boom. And now they're not letting us watch them.
They've actually always.
It's unacceptable.
Shut up.
They haven't always. They have typically had televised air rights for local TV stations to play local games. So basketball, baseball, football, whatever, right? You could always get them on local TV stations. Now they have exclusive rights, whether it be Amazon Prime, NBC, Peacock, ESPN. And so what happened, Max? We couldn't watch some local games lately.
Yeah, and it's all because both companies were in a dispute that has led ESPN and other Disney-owned channels being removed from YouTube TV. And that's where we watch our football.
And Max, when you say both companies, you mean
Disney and ESPN.
Yeah. Oh.
So that means basically ESPN was taking off YouTube TV, and that's where we watch our football. And that's not good because that means we can only watch like a game Sunday and Thursday, and then you're done.
This is something that I was actually super mad about. The other thing you actually brought up, Dad, about how we're not able to, watch our own games. Like we weren't able to watch the Cardinals last Monday.
Yeah. Unacceptable.
Why? Like we want
Monday
we wanted
Night
to
Football
see
is
that.
supposed to be for everything. You don't need a Sunday ticket for it.
More importantly, I literally had some people on my fantasy team in that game, and I wanted to watch that game. Anyway, going on also to what Max said, this kind of also impacts that, right? ESPN suddenly is no longer willing to be on YouTube TV because of some contract or deal or something. So now all the people who are on YouTube TV can no longer watch what they probably paid for. Like that's probably one of the main reasons why you pay for YouTube TV.
Yes.
And now you can't watch it.
Yeah.
What the heck, guys?
Yeah, it's not okay. I mean, I think when obviously like TV is changing, it's gone largely to apps and everything versus like local channels and antennas and so forth. But historically, you've always had television rights to local teams. And I don't know how this actually got disrupted, but a lot of people are not happy about this. And of course, I see people saying it's capitalism. Yeah. Capitalism is not perfect, but ultimately, like we wouldn't have football teams without capitalism, and we wouldn't have great football teams and great stadiums and all of these wonderful things that we have in our society. And so you can blame capitalism and commercialization, but really, it just comes down to there needs to be an exception for people who pay taxes into their local communities should have the right to watch the games. That's just like basic, a basic agreement. And so I don't know where it fell down, but I suspect that some of this outrage will circle back and get those things back in line.
Just curious, Dad.
But I'm not happy about it.
No.
Dad, the Commander Stadium, because that's in DC, right? Is that then funded by taxpayers in DC or like across the entire United States?
It's usually it's
people in
local.
DC, yeah.
Usually it's local taxes, property taxes.
Just because they're in the
sales.
capital, it doesn't mean like everybody needs to pay for that one.
Yeah, I mean they operate kind of like a state. They have an area, right?
Yeah.
They have property taxes. They have sales tax in DC that is unique to them, just like we do here in Arizona. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody said hello from California. All right, it's good to have somebody from California on our side.
Oh yeah,
Rare.
turn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also moving on even more now from ESPN. There's been a bunch of other. There's been me and Max wanted to tell you guys about some funny news stories that we've found lately.
Okay.
Very funny, interesting ones.
So this is strange news.
Yes, strange news / funny / concerning
/ serious. I'm gonna do most serious ones.
Okay, let's hit it.
All right. So first of all, an outbreak of I don't know how to say this, but it's botulism.
Botulism.
Yes. And it tied to the By Heart Baby formula that has led to an expanded recall nationwide with at least 15 infants sickened across 12 states.
That's not good.
No.
Okay.
It's like a formula.
Baby formula?
Yeah, baby formula.
So that's a big recall.
Yes, we need to get that.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's one.
Interesting. So that's a serious one.
Yeah,
Be
it's very
careful of
serious.
your baby formula. Look up the data on this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else?
Another very interesting thing which has happened lately. This is very funny. So there have been also kind of concerning. Luckily, all of these things have been captured. Anyway, so there was a semi truck that was going on a highway. It was, I think, a highway called like Highway 51 or something.
Okay.
And it crashed.
Okay.
And there's carrying a bunch of monkeys to a lab.
Oh my. Are the monkeys okay?
Well, it didn't. No sources I've looked at have said about all the other monkeys.
Okay.
But 3 of the monkeys out of I think 50 or something of them escaped, or 80 of them.
Oh. What city? What city is this?
There's not necessarily a specific city. It only mentioned all of them only mentioned the highway.
We have to do a follow up because people got to be on the lookout for monkeys.
The good news is though, Dad, the first 2 monkeys So some people, when they're in a state that, and basically the entire U.S. does not have monkeys, when they are in a country or state that does not have any monkeys, when they see a monkey, they are going to be concerned and probably shoot it. As you know, that's probably happened to 2 of the monkeys.
Okay. Well,
So
you think people would just shoot it and not report it?
that's or they reported it, yeah. But
Okay.
so basically, what happened though is
So
that
2 monkeys have been taken care of.
2 of the monkeys were shot.
One is free.
One was free for actually like a good amount of time.
Okay.
Until eventually the scientists found it and tranquilized it and brought it back to the lab.
Okay, so
But-
crisis averted, maybe.
Yeah, but like these people, like these monkeys were like, they were going to like labs to be tested on them. So who knows
Oh.
what was actually in them? So hopefully there's not like monkeypox or something that's not like spreading around.
Oh, wow. Well,
I'm scared now.
okay, that is a little scary.
I don't
Depending on
wanna-
what these monkeys were carrying. This is like,
If-
you guys ever see the movie Outbreak?
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. I was like, if it's turning into outbreak now.
Okay, here I just found it. So
Ugh.
these monkeys were on Interstate 59 in Jasper Country, Mississippi.
Okay.
So even more of a reason why people do not see monkeys going around.
All right. Well, we'll have to watch for the source of potential disease coming out of Mississippi.
Oh no.
Can't believe that this happened.
When did this happen?
November.
Okay.
So basically within
Recent.
like sometime within the last 10 days.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
So-
Okay. Monkeys on the loose have been captured, but
That's not good.
may have done something.
Oh,
Okay.
Hopefully nothing's bad is done. But overall, yeah, that's basically the strange news that
Wow. Okay. Any other news?
You guys want to hear about
And then we'll take some
Russia?
and we'll take some questions and wrap it.
Russia.
What do you got about Russia, Max?
All right, so Russian drones have hit energy sites in Ukraine's Odessa
Okay. Yeah.
when as fighting on the front lines intensifies.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know like if energy sites are those like what are those like like electricity sites like
Probably.
lights.
Mm.
Probably electric plants and stuff.
And
yeah.
then also it's not good for the front lines to intensify.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good sign. Now it's turning out to be a real like if it keeps going intensifying, then it's gonna actually turn into a pretty big war that people will probably go into.
Yeah.
to
Dad, do
help.
you know if there's like been any more news about when the Russian pilots or drones, I think they were planes, they went into like Polish airspace and did something, I think.
Mm,
Have you heard about that?
no.
Oh, that happened. It happened like a month or 2 ago.
Mm.
But I didn't know if anything interesting has happened after that.
I haven't heard much about that. Obviously, we're hoping that this conflict can get resolved.
Yeah,
This
it
is
comes
one
to
of
an
the
end,
things.
that'd be amazing.
It's one of the things Trump talked a lot about was ending the Ukraine war, and that hasn't happened yet. I think it's been more difficult than he thought. I appreciate he met with Putin. He's met with Zelensky multiple times, and they're trying to negotiate it. But
They're
can't-
both very firm with what they want.
yes, and I think I don't think the sanctions are doing much on Russia. So I don't think there's a whole lot of bargaining power that we have in terms of like sanctions we can put on them further than what we've already done. So I think this one could be tricky. And I don't get the sense that Ukraine is willing to give up territory, but
They're not.
this one we should do some research on and report back because I haven't read up on like some of the latest negotiation tactics and what they're willing to trade or not and stuff. So
Yeah.
okay, we got a couple of
Let's take
questions.
some questions.
We got some questions. Somebody asked what we think about immigration. What do you guys think?
Immigration is good when it's not illegal.
Okay, that seems
I mean, like,
that
When
seems
it's not
pretty fair.
illegal, you have people in which you know who is coming in, right? And then they come in, and right, you can just have like you can just see them around, right? It's just like right now there's more people here, yay!
Yeah.
Meanwhile, when it is illegal, for example, the southern border when Biden was in office, then you just have a bunch of people constantly going through, and who knows who is who, right? Like some of those people could be terrorists or criminals or something.
Yeah.
Hopefully, that's not the case. Sadly, some did come in.
Some are. I'm sure most come with good intentions.
Yeah,
but
but overall, it's safer when it's more legal.
of course. I also somebody mentioned about are we becoming minorities in our own country? Well, I do think, and I don't know, I'd have to like sit and really think about this, but I would like to see our government come up with an immigration policy that has like limits on it in terms of like what can we economically support in terms of immigration each year. Do we want immigrants from certain areas, demographics, like to either be more generous to parts of the world, people that share common values or backgrounds? I don't like those are things I would like to see them look into versus just sort of opening the doors. But certainly, Will's point is a good one, which is legal immigration, illegal immigration. That's problematic. We have no checks and balances then on what is coming through.
Yeah.
Let's see
Cool.
here.
So-
Egg prices. Somebody asked about egg prices. Egg prices are down.
Oh
since the beginning of
yeah.
the year.
Aren't
Let's see here.
gas prices also down?
Gas and eggs are down. Inflation, the rate of inflation is down. Some people don't understand inflation, so they say, "Well, inflation is not down because prices are up." Yes, the rate of inflation is down. That doesn't mean prices go down. That is deflation. Okay, so the Fed targets around 2% inflation, and the rate of inflation has gone down. Let's see here. Did our GPS work when we were in Russia?
Well,
I heard they have drones. Guys, tell them about that.
so
We were in Russia.
in Moscow, GPS worked in Sochi and St. Petersburg. When you're in Moscow, when you're a certain perimeter of around the capital, your GPS does not work. It like puts you in a whole different location. So then if the drones attack, they will either fire on a whole different thing, or so then they, don't actually destroy the capital.
Yeah,
Mhm.
basically what it is when like within a certain mileage of the Kremlin, which is basically at the very center of Moscow inside of Russia, they have these things which block radio and GPS, and that then causes, well, first your device to not really work. And so then you have to use like basically a physical map.
Mhm.
And then there's also and it's also though because I guess there's actually been a lot of attempts on Putin's life from drones that came from Ukraine.
Mhm.
So they put these in place to minimize that threat more.
Yeah, basically GPS jammers. Our phones worked otherwise, but it's you got to go old school mapping when you're near the Kremlin, within a couple miles of the Kremlin. Outside of that, it was fine in Russia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Overall, very nice place.
Let's see. Stance on exchange students. You guys know what exchange students are?
No clue.
Nope.
This is where we'd bring a student in from some other country and host them in our house for like a semester at school, and then you might go to another country and do that same thing. Yeah. What do you think?
I mean,
Why?
I don't know. Well,
you'd get
Max,
to
say
see
another
Max,
country.
Yeah, like Max, they get to come here, Max, get an education maybe. Maybe we like get to go to I don't know, France or something and maybe learn something there.
It's an exchange. So you'd have you'd stay with us as an exchange family, and then 6, 7, 6. So that's how it would work. And I don't know. I think it's a cool program.
It's not that bad of an idea.
Yeah, I think it's a great program to give kids exposure, and then you can maybe you develop a relationship and trust with your host family. It gives you a great opportunity to learn another language, see other parts of the world. I think it's great. I knew some exchange students in high school. It was cool.
Really?
Seems
like it'd be
Somebody asked
fun.
about Charlie Kirk face memes. Now, I will say I have an opinion on this. The boys, probably you haven't seen as much of this in
I
our
don't know what
comments.
on earth they're talking about.
I think it's just I think the whole thing about taking advantage of a man's assassination and making stuff out of it in memes and stuff, I think it's really disgusting and gross. So I think these people that do that are vile subhumans. Okay. We wouldn't do that if AOC was taken out, right? Like, I think it's disgusting to celebrate the death of somebody, even if you don't like them.
Obviously. I mean,
Okay.
even if it was somebody that we don't like.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's
you would
cruel.
never wish for any of that. I mean, even when Biden was sick, we were like, I hope he gets better. Like, we don't want him in office. We want him eating ice cream on the beach, but we don't want him to be gone. Like, that's insane.
Death is an insane thing which some people want, which does not make any sense
Yeah.
why on earth you want that. If you don't want somebody to have power, just wish for them not to have power, not death.
Okay, let's
but
see.
yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's it's literally insane how people can believe that. The reaction after Charlie Kirk's thing, right, is pretty insane. How like people are suddenly celebrating for some reason. There's even some people on like the news, like CNN, celebrating crazy things like this that happened. It
Yeah.
doesn't really make any sense.
Right.
Any other questions?
Let's see. That's pretty much it on the questions. Any final questions? We'll take them, but I don't see. Oh, somebody asked, what is the most interesting thing that you have learned about recently?
Ooh. Monkeys escape from a broken semi truck.
That one is pretty interesting.
Legitimacy, I don't really know.
I just learned that CJ Stroud got injured in the NFL, so David Mills had to go in.
Fascinating.
I know one. Okay. You'll love this one, Dad. I've been reading this book about black holes. It's very interesting.
Oh gosh, guys, beware.
I'm now like 7 chapters in, I think 150 pages.
Okay,
so far it's talked about like, how they work, like how they're made, or actually that's the current chapter, how they're made, and in wormholes and white holes. That is like the most interesting thing I have ever heard of.
Yeah.
Wormholes are basically like teleportation things. The problem is like they basically close before you're able to go through. So your wish of being able to travel through time, or basically travel like from one place to another easily, does not exist. And then white holes are cool. It's basically just the opposite of a black hole. So
Spits
sucking
out
in, it spits out.
Spits out energy. But these are both
Still
theoretical. We haven't seen them in the universe yet, right?
I think wormholes are real, but white holes are theoretical. But it's basically guaranteed that they're real. Speaking of, actually, if you want to buy a book like that, we have this thing on gsd-nation.com, our website, where all of us, including our mom, put 4 things that we like the most. And if you want to buy them and maybe see a little bit what it's like to be us, you should go there and then you can check it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh?
I guess they could do that. But you would see you have that book linked in there, I think.
Yes, that book is linked in there. The person who wrote it is actually on Joe Rogan. He's a very smart guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen him. Yes. What's his name?
I don't know.
Know.
Ted.
You don't know? Okay. Yeah, he's good. You should.
There's 2 authors of the book.
Yeah.
He's like the main one.
Yeah, he's super smart. So, all right. Well, let's do this.
Thank you.
We're gonna wrap it up.
Watching.
And yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe. More to come.
Go check out our merch at gsd-nation.com. We love you guys.
There is new stuff coming, so stay tuned.
Okay. See you guys. Bye.
All right.
It hasn't ended.
That's pretty good.
That
hasn't ended.
That
hasn't ended.
Oh.
All right. Thank you.